Back across my past, the mist of time, it went by fast. Things that haven't made no sense, strange things and weird events. Second guess it and give it a stir, it will bring you back to her. You will make it by living your life. Some things no asking twice. My mind wanders all of my past. So many things I just can't grasp. I feel lost, can't find my way. Looking back, I just got to say, Mr. Gumbo cooking up in my head. It's got me thinking, jumping out of my bed. Ingredients in the back of my mind, mixing up from the front to behind. I'm in the shadows, I'm trying to see the Mr. Gumbo, it's surrounding me. I'm in a place that's the oldest time. Mr. Gumbo, it's an ancient rhyme. I'm living in a mystic gumbo. I can't deny the way I go. It's got me thinking about a mystic gumbo. I'm caught up in the ebb and flow. Stirring up some mystic gumbo. The pot's boiling, mystic gumbo.
Little mystic gumbo, baby. That's what we all are. We're all stirred up in this gumbo, baby. That's a lot of us in here. Anyway, it is Tuesday, baby. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting. I'm glad y'all are here. Dan Hack was the first one to jump in, followed by Cobra Jetcat, Bunny Griffin, thank you very much. Nancy Halverson, Sue Warrior is with us, Kelly 1313, Jamie B is here, Carolyn and John Majesco, my dear friends, thank you very much. Pauline Hall, hey, there's two in a row. Boy, howdy shit. Anyway, Trudy Baxter is here. Jeanette Miller. I'm sorry, I got flustered. Diana Apotica. Okay, I hope I got that right. Ann Jacob is here. Kelly Harris. Jeanette Miller. Big Johnson is in the room. Penny Hartleman. Dwayne's Music is with us. Carl Vogel. Shit, everybody's here. Jeff Curry Linwood. Damn, Sam is here. So yeah, I'm expecting a Linda Gallup and L.K. Ryder. Let me see, Irene Lambert. Thank you so much for everything you do, baby. She shares our shit all the time. Anyway, it's Tuesday, baby, and a lot going on. Of course, the news out of Texas is still devastating. Over 110 confirmed dead and over 170 missing still. So it's very sad times down here right now, and the response from all over the country has been outstanding, and we're proud of that. So our hearts go out to everybody up in that area. Anyway, what's going on in the news? Well, shit. Pick a subject. Pick a direction. You know, sometimes I come on here and I try to get my head into, and I don't. I try to get my head into what I'm going to talk about. What are the subject matters? What's hitting the news? And there's so much shit that it's just a montage of everything from the decision from the Supreme Court today, which struck down a lower court's decision to put a pause on his ability to fire all federal workers that he wants to, so he's got free reign to go ahead with that. And I can't help but think with the happenings down here in Texas, when we're faced with questions on how a devastating disaster happened, and my governor is not fond of those questions. He's not interested in them right now. Now is not the time. It never is the time to discuss why there weren't systems in place or warnings in place, or there wasn't services that there was a need for that weren't given. And I'm not just talking about Texas. I'm talking about across the country. He's going to cut social services down to nothing. And then the Supreme Court comes out and, well, like I said, he can fire everybody in the government. and replace him with whoever he wants. And who do you think that's going to be? That's going to be loyalists to him, not for the good of the country. Loyalists to him and whatever he decides. And now he's nominated Emile Beauvais to a federal judgeship, a federal appeals court. Are you shitting me? Everybody's coming out on the news. Even Republicans are coming out. Are you shitting me? The man is a corrupt asshole. He's Donnie's lawyer. That's all he is. He's Donnie's yes man. And you want to put him on a lifetime appointment to a court? Doesn't take much to figure out which way this country's going to go if we let this shit continue on. If he has free reign to do whatever he wants, by the time we do have elections, how confident are you going to be in those elections? There's so much shit going on, and it sometimes it's overwhelming, and it's hard to peg down one particular issue that you're going to climb the horse on. Are you shitting me?
And
Outstanding.
so yeah, it's difficult. I miss Chick.
Hi,
It's
John. I'm
difficult.
trying to catch up with the chat here.
Now, it
It's
flies
looking by
by.
really fast. And my computer doesn't cooperate with me, so I'm slower on it. There we go.
Did you have you changed the oil in it lately? I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, check the dipstick.
Yeah, check the dipstick, make sure it's working.
Oh. But you're right,
Maybe.
because, I started to look at some things today, and then as I looked at one thing, another thing popped up, and then there was some other shit, and there was more
Yeah.
shit on top of the shit.
That's the way it
And
is.
was like, where
It's
to start
overwhelming.
and where to stop and where to concentrate. There was just too much shit. And I finally stopped making notes.
Well, that's his game plan. Loaded up with shit.
I know.
You know,
Well, and what it comes down to is we do sometimes need to stop, take a breath, regroup, and start again. Don't give up. Just take that break for a second and focus, regroup. Maybe it means just going away from the TV for a minute, or I don't know. I don't watch
I have
news.
been trying to do that lately. There's been a lot on my plate, and it does. It's damn well depressing to do this every damn day, to where you have to get your head in the fucking news and drown yourself in Trump shit, because that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it
That's
is.
what
It's
it
always
is.
Trump shit, and after a while, it plays on you. So I've been trying to keep. I've got my weed eater out. I weeded some grass. I vacuumed the damn. I did some shit.
You did some shit.
I did some shit. Got things done around here, and I need to do that. And
Oops.
but yeah, it's but we can't let it overwhelm us to the point that we give up on it. It is. It's depressing. It's aggravating. It's all of that. But we can't
Yeah.
give up on this shit. That's what he's counting on. And I
But we
know.
can't totally look away either. That doesn't. We can't look away. We have to keep
No.
calling it out.
Every day, because every day there's new shit to call out.
There is.
This little decision by the Supreme Court today to strike down the lower court's decision to stop him from just mass firings.
They just
within
gave away
agencies.
a whole bunch of judicial power.
Yeah. Yeah.
No oversight. Don't need it.
No,
Just let him
Congress
make
ain't got shit
decisions.
to do with it no more.
Nope.
These agencies are run by
We
Congress,
don't need those people.
but they fall under
They
the
don't do what we
executive
want.
branch. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They fall under the executive branch, and the court's saying, well, he's the boss, He gets to do what he wants to do,
Well, and
even
the
if
other
it is
thing that
destroy
came out,
what?
right? And the other thing that came out, which had to do with the IRS, I guess. Who's in charge of the IRS? I can't keep up with the names. But the IRS
Scorecard.
came out and decided that churches and other houses of worship can endorse political candidates to their congregations
Well,
now
then pay taxes.
and still keep their tax exemptions.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's what they said.
Separation
Mhm.
of church and state is essential for a free and democratic society. Who said that? Huh?
Yeah.
Somebody.
And that It was originally called the Johnson Amendment. Guess which Johnson that would be?
Oh, Lord.
LBJ. And he put that that thing in there where if churches or he had other words, it wasn't just specific churches, but nonprofits, other things. If
Right.
they started to get involved in promoting a candidate specifically or anything like that, that they would lose their tax exemptions. That was in 1954. Now, what
Yeah, I'm all
happened
for it.
previous? Do you realize what happened previous to 1954? Who was very instrumental in the propaganda machine in the 1930s, 40s in the U.S.? Father Coughlin.
Father
Now,
Coughlin.
he was from Detroit, I do believe, or Coughlin. I think they call it Coughlin. Father Coughlin.
Right.
And he had at that time the equivalent of what Musk has with his social media. He had a radio thing that he did every night that went out to millions of people across the United States. Now, this is the late 1930s, early 1940s, John. That was
Right.
huge.
Oh, yeah.
And he was very, very right-wing fascist. And we came out of that. There was a whole bunch of other things that went on. If you ever read Rachel Maddow's book, Prequel, it explains all of that. But Lyndon Baines would have been of an age to have seen that happen. And he didn't want to see that happen again. I'm pretty sure of it. So in 1954, he added an amendment somewhere in there, the Johnson Amendment, to whatever that rule was in the IRS that no tax exempt if you don't.
Well, that seems
Stay
to
away
be
from
slipping
it.
by the wayside nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of preachers are preaching from the pulpit about Trumpism. And they try to disguise it as some sort of perverted patriotism, in my book.
Locally here, I remember a little, like, around election time, you start getting postcards, right? Those little cardboard flyers or whatever they are.
Right.
There was one that in the bottom of it was, it talked about, mind you, it was focusing on abortion and blah, blah, blah. But you all know what that means. If it's one way or the other, which party they want.
Right.
That's pretty political. They tried to make it sound like it wasn't, but it was a church. It was a church that was sending out these postcards. Lordy, I wasn't real pleased about it, but it's
You
a
don't
very
learn from
tiny
history.
church. I just kept thinking, I hope you ate up all the money that you ever saved, you little church, you.
Just look at how much religion has an influence on his presidency and his candidacy while he was running. Remember all the preachers coming laying hands on him, and it's just, I don't know. Hey, let me catch up real quick. Gregory Brown came in with a $20 donation and said, "Did FEMA show up yet?" I don't know if FEMA has, but there has been a whole lot of outpouring and a lot of help that has flooded over the hill country in the area there. It's
Yeah.
it is. It's pretty. And Dying Breed Garage came in with a $20 donation and said, "Hi John, what happened to a stranger is a friend you have not met yet? We need this way of thinking to be norm." Indeed. That's still the way I look at, everybody I look at. I greet them with a smile. How you doing? If I pass them on the damn street, I look at them in the eye and say, "How you doing?" Wave my hand a little bit there. Just lift it up a little bit. How you doing? It's that simple. And it is. It's how we should all live. And Peter came in with a $50 donation. Peter, thank you very much. It didn't pop up there because he didn't write a comment. Peter, I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Dying Breed and Gregory Brown, I appreciate y'all very much. Anyway, what else?
What else?
What else? Shall we get into?
Well, and they're starting to bicker amongst themselves, which is a good thing. But it's like, seriously, members of Congress that bring up conspiracy theories is becoming a little too commonplace. And it shouldn't be normalized at all. And the latest one is based around the flood. And that's just
Right.
double sick, if you ask me. That's double sick. But they're talking about I think it was Marjorie Taylor Greene came out with some statement about we need to regulate things that get spewed out of planes. You know, she's into the whole vapor trails or whatever they're called, and
Right.
if
Right.
seeding and whatever. It's like, oh my gosh, trying to blame it on anything but ineptitude of not having the money that should have been used towards some type of system to be able to have these people know
that's going to
when
be the
events
big
happen.
discussion. That's going to be the big discussion down here. You know, everybody is mournful over the loss of life. There's no doubt about that. That is the number one priority, is finding all the missing people. But that doesn't prohibit you from starting to delve into how did this happen. We know how it happened. It was a freak storm that came up and dumped a whole lot of rain in a particular area at the wrong damn time. That's not the question. We know that. But
Yeah.
the question of early warning on that river has been brought up many years, for many years, and I can't remember who it was. It was quoted today in a news article about one city councilman up there in Kerr, who, prior to this disaster and probably a year before or so, when talking about putting a siren up there, a warning sign, he said if he was going to have to put up with the wailing siren in the middle of the night all the time, he might go back to drinking. Well,
Oh,
you know, it's kind of
really?
a bad comment to be having, you know, come back and haunt your ass right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure a warning siren would have gone a hell of a lot further towards saving some lives.
Well,
That river
here's
is
a
very
better
heavily populated on July 4th.
a better
Very
choice.
heavily.
Why don't they work on their infrastructure and get some better cell phone signal or internet up there so that people can be, you know, pick up a signal and get it on their phones? They said that the cell phones were down that night, or the towers were down, or something.
I would
Something
not
wasn't
doubt
working.
it. The hill country is, yeah, it's exactly what it implies. It's very hilly, very mountainous areas. And
We got
and
hills here. We seem to have worked it out.
yeah,
We also,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same thing about the system to warn people of rising water. You know, it's been discussed forever, and now in a big way, it's going to come back and haunt them, because those questions are going to be asked regardless. With this
Yeah.
much loss of life and property, why wasn't there a system in place to warn people? That's a
Yep.
big question.
I mean, it had been talked
It has to
about.
be.
It didn't get
Yeah.
done. Nothing happened. Didn't go
Yeah.
anywhere. Nobody followed up on it.
Uh,
And here we are.
and
And it's a
we
little
are.
bit like school shootings. Everybody's all upset about that. Do we do anything about it? No.
Nah, no.
No.
We're
Hey,
real
doing?
good about that.
Hey, Mr. Kid.
Hello, Foxwolf. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank God we have Mexico as an ally because they sent rescue teams up there.
They
This
did.
team, yes, they did. And you would
Which I'm
expect that.
glad.
That's the way an international community should respond to a natural disaster anywhere in the world. You know, it shouldn't be a surprise that Mexico sent rescue workers up here. It's the way an international community should work. You know,
Even though Trump bashed our allies in Mexico,
yeah.
but look,
Yeah. You know, he's yeah, that whole thing is yeah, I read a story earlier about the how ICE agents combined with the California National Guard showed up at a big park in Los Angeles with not that
McCarthy
many people
Park.
there. McCarthy Park.
Yep.
Not that many people there. It was a show of force. That's what it was.
It was a photo opportunity. They did it in formation, and they had the horses going in a straight line across the front, shoulder to shoulder, and taking pictures. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember the official's name. Some ICE agent made a quote about get used to it. This is going to be the norm to have armed masked men, just cruising around the county, the city, the state, and just snatching people off the street, just willy nilly. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? And we're seeing what could go wrong every day.
Well, and in the meantime,
Brooke
Brooke Rollins, the agricultural secretary, is telling you where those people are going to go when we scoop them up. The ones that aren't going down to the alligator Auschwitz type concentration camps, well, they're probably going to end up on government farms, John.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, to replace the migrant labor that we're not going to have.
Right, all the people who
it
are
all
on
works out.
Medicaid can just work on those farms.
It's not a problem. Get Grandma and Grandpa out there, pick them tomatoes. Just toss them watermelons up on the truck, baby. Let's go. Oh hell, Mark, what have you done? Let me catch up real quick because Pauline Hall and Mama Lois came in with a $20 donation and said, Mama Lois says, hold tight to each other, Blue Dots. Good advice, baby, good advice. And Silly Bebo, Brittany came in with $5 and said, infrastructure, that's more taxes. Taxation is theft. Sarcasm, I imagine. And Mark, our Blue Dot greeter, came in with a $50 donation. Mark, what are you doing? And said, I have good news. After 4 months of misery, my banking services are no longer being held hostage. Screw Nevada State Bank and the Trump regime, too. Well, good on you, Mark. I hope, it sounds like, that you were being held hostage for a while, brother. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yeah, boy, had a shit.
In
now
other
that we,
news,
what?
and other news that I got for you is that Trump wants to send Ukraine weapons again.
That's another thing. Yes, and I heard what he said about Putin. And again, can we be any more wishy-washy back and forth? It's the same thing with the tariffs now. They're back on and shit again. Now we're going to be sending more weapons to Ukraine. Really? Last week you pulled weapons from him, you asshole. It's a crapshoot. Every day it's a crapshoot of what international policy is going to look like. What national policy is going to look like. It depends on how he wakes up in the morning, I guess, what he plans to do. It's damn well freaking ridiculous that he goes back and forth on everything.
But the protest is the one that halted a lot of the equipment that was going to send over to Ukraine. PK says was the one who halted it, though.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Pete hates the military.
Yeah.
He does. I swear he does.
Pete don't know what the hell he's doing. That's what the problem is.
No, and I did watch a little bit of the start of it. They had them all sitting down at a dinner table, but it was more like them sitting in their usual meeting room. They were just across the table from each other, and everybody's staring at Trump while he talks, and blah blah blah. And Bibi's sitting across the table from him, kissing his ass, and then he finally says that they filled out the forms or paperwork or whatever the hell you do to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. Like, seriously.
Yep.
Now we know exactly what's going on there.
Hey, he knows what he's doing. He's sucking up to him. Pat him on the back.
Oh, yeah, he'll do anything.
Look at there. I'm going to nominate you for the Nobel Peace Prize for bombing the shit out of Iran. You're just going to... Are you shitting me?
And then he turns right around and says he wants all of this to end, but we won't put up with Hamas. We have to get rid of Hamas. Well, that just means he's going to keep doing what he's doing. Because every time he takes a shot at somebody who just looks like a regular civilian, he's like, oh, sorry, we thought it was Hamas.
Yeah, thought it was Hamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can't, sometimes you just have to throw your hands up in the air and go, what the fuck? Because no, it's not going to
Yeah.
get better in Gaza. There's nothing left of Gaza. Everything's been bombed there. And, you know,
Yep.
it at a certain point, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, they're already pushing bulldozers around one end of it because it's
Yeah,
no,
getting it ready
That's-
for the
it's
Trump
just-
Riviera, I guess.
horrific. And I'm concerned on another avenue is I'm concerned for all of our journalists around the world because they've always put themselves at risk. Believe it or not, it's a very risky thing to report on world happenings, especially in conflict areas. But
Yeah.
how many have died in and around Gaza? And they're starting to,
And who are they?
I don't know, restrict them here in terms of who can be in the White House, and even get talked to or ask questions. You know, and that's the start of it, right? You don't acknowledge them, you don't let them ask questions, you don't let them report on things.
That's
You start
gonna
to
be
sue
the name
them.
of the game. That's going to be the name of the game.
Whereas Bibi took it a step farther. He's just killing them. He's just killing reporters on the other. Yeah.
Howdy shit.
Because they're afraid they're gonna get fact checked. That's what it is.
Think that'll help?
Sorry, I'm working on a troll.
Are you? Good. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to do but man, what else is going to go wrong anymore, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that, Bill. Because a whole lot more
I
could
know.
go wrong. And apparently is.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, it's well, I seen on what you call it tonight. They want to deport that Garcia. No, Trump does. What the hell's the matter with him?
He's a
Oh,
bigoted
they want to
asshole.
deport him back again.
You're
Yeah.
talking about
He's-
who was it?
Omar Abrego.
Abrego Garcia?
Gregor, yeah, he wants to run him out of the country now. What the hell's the matter with the guy?
He's-
Idiot.
He
Trump.
flips on everything. You know?
Jesus Christ.
Well, did you see what the stock market did when he flipped around on his tariffs again?
Yeah, it didn't
Didn't-
react too well. Didn't react too well.
No, well, it might have reacted the way he wanted it to.
But like John said, we have
Dare
to
you
adapt
say
and-
that he's manipulating the market?
Did I say that?
I think you insinuated
No.
such. Our president?
We wouldn't do that.
Oh, hell, he wouldn't. And we all know he would. Yeah, this
He's gonna do
bullshit that he
something.
came out with the tariff, and he get, again with the tariffs, some of them going up 200% on pharmaceuticals, so I guess your drugs are going to go up. 40% to this country, that country. Now, wasn't it just a few weeks ago that he was bragging about how many countries were begging to make deals? They're just begging to make deals. We're getting letters all the time. They just want to make these deals. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Well, he's riding John Deere now. He's threatening 200% on him.
On John Deere tractors?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Boy, howdy shit. Expect that lawnmower
guy's
to go up in
freaky.
price.
Well, there's a whole other complaint about John Deere in general, and we won't go there.
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
Man, if we switched gears like he does, man, we'd be in trouble all the time, wouldn't we?
Well, aren't we?
I guess.
Aren't we in trouble right now? Remember all the shit he was going to
Yes.
do on day one? On day
Oh,
we
yeah.
wouldn't even. Yeah, the Ukraine war was going to be over on day one.
Oh,
Day
that
one.
one.
Boom.
Just a snap.
Yeah.
Just snap my fingers. That'll be over.
That'll be over.
Yeah,
no
snap your
problem.
fingers and get her done.
The prices are going to come down immediately.
Yep.
It's going to be rainbows and unicorns,
but-
and
Yeah,
and
what
it's been
happened-
everything but. It has been turmoil ever since he came in. On the domestic level, on the international stage, it's a shit show. And other countries
Yeah.
recognize it. And now he's out there threatening again by August 1st.
No, when
I'm
he
gonna give you a
said-
deadline.
When he said 90 deals in 90 days, but who was making the deals with who? And we didn't see them.
Yeah, the deals were made. I don't think
Can I,
that.
can I look under that tablecloth?
I'm sure there were plenty of deals made, just not the ones that's going to benefit the American people.
Yeah, he's probably made 90 deals somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, every bit of
Yeah.
it,
In his
every bit of it.
Nothing that-
Great.
No, nothing that had to do with us. I mean, it does. It affects us, but it was he making his own deals.
By
Yeah.
himself.
Oh no, I think he's made some deals with Pootie. He's made some deals with
Oh yeah,
Hey.
he's made.
BB.
I can't believe it
You
bullshit.
guys-
He came out getting all pissed off at Putin. Really?
Oh, Yeah,
you
right.
guys-
That's such bullshit. It's
trying to
such
look like a
bullshit.
strong guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I told him to fuck off. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, whatever the fuck he said. Whatever he used that word.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You guys,
to show the
did you
people
guys
that
see
really he's pissed off. Boy, I'm really mad at. No, you're not. You're scared the shit of the man. If Putin
Yeah.
took a swipe at him,
Did you-
Donnie would be on his knees begging for mercy.
You see
That's
that
who our
deal where
president is,
Canada
baby.
took?
Huh?
You see that deal where Canada took the mineral rights from Greenland? Right out from
No.
under him.
No, I didn't see
Yep.
that. Really?
I missed that. Good for them.
Yeah.
Boy. Because there's
It
too
makes you
much.
gotta get with it there, kiddo.
Yeah, you got to get with it. What was it?
I'm just giving everybody crap tonight.
Well, there's plenty of crap
Some
to
of
be
it-
discussed.
I know it.
All of a sudden,
I know
my
it.
screen went blank. What are you doing? I got a white screen. Really? Come
Uh-oh.
on, man.
Can't help
Damn.
you with that.
Damn, John, you have technical issues
I
all
swear,
the
must-
time.
Yeah,
Maxwell must
story
think
of my
we're
life,
nuts.
brother. Story of my life. Technical issues. Always
But you know
something
what,
technical
John,
getting
like you
in the way.
said-
What?
Like you said, we gotta adapt to overcome it.
How's things been with you, John?
That's it. You know, I use that as my mantra. That's all we can do. Is in any other language you want to put that in. You have to adapt to whatever the fuck happening. You overcome whatever fucking obstacles are in your way, and then you got to move forward. That's what we have
Somehow,
to do. We just got an
somehow
awful lot of
adapt and
freaking.
overcome.
We have a lot of obstacles in our way. Anyway, Sammy, are you in the room, brother?
I am.
How are you
If
doing?
you can hear me okay.
I can hear
Oh,
you
I'm
just
doing all
fine.
right. There's just so much shit to talk about that you don't even hear on the freaking news. I mean, important shit like, they just canceled 80% of our soybean fucking crops all around the world. Our corn is fucking useless now. Canada's fucking taking over China. The Midwest is going to be down. That's the freaking fuck out. And,
Yeah.
these guys act like, oh,
Since you brought it up, in my attempt to distract my kids also attempt to distract Dad from the news, to watch something else, to be interested in something else. And my son Tyler, he's very much into documentaries and information and just all sorts of shit. But last night we were watching this show about China, and it started off with how China is going to make a moon base, how their space exploration is rocketing off, and they were showing shots of China, very urban, metropolitan areas, just very nice looking, and but what kept getting me is the train system. The high-speed rail they have. And they have it in Japan. They have it in Europe. They have it everywhere. Guess where
Except
they
here.
don't have it? Yeah. And shit like that just pisses me off. Because we could
And even
be
the one
more,
they were going to try to I'm sorry. They were going to attempt to put up just a short one. One didn't go very far, just to see how well it went. No, canceled that.
Nope, cancel it. Can't be doing that shit. We don't want to take new high speed. That would take away from airplanes. Shit, can't have that. I don't know what the motivation was, but it's one of those little things that always chaps my ass when we watch documentaries about other countries, and I do see things like high speed rail. It just chaps my ass that we can't advance into that.
I do have good news for you, John, for that.
They tried it several years ago here in Wisconsin, and that got all kicked out.
What good news we got?
They do. We're supposed to. Well, in Maryland, they're trying to build one from New York to DC. It's 311 miles per hour for high speed rail. They're planning on
Did we lose
doing
them?
that. From New York.
You know what my first thought is? I wonder how long it'll take to get that done.
Well, how far is that?
By the time we get that done, we'll have levitating cars. That's what I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're saying the project should be done by 2032.
Okay.
I hope so.
Might be levitating cars by then.
Advancement in transportation
We'll all
like
be
that.
over the hill, John.
Huh?
We'll all be over the hill. You know that.
Oh,
By
we're
the
going
time
back to
that
drill,
comes
baby,
around.
drill. If it don't run on gasoline, fuck it.
But
We
how,
don't need-
in distance, how far would that be?
From New York City to DC,
Yeah.
I'm not
What's
sure.
I mean, I'm thinking in terms of like something useful. That.
Apparently, it's supposed to. They're trying to do it underground.
Oh, great.
I prefer to see it's like
What could go
somewhere
wrong
from-
there? East Coast
From
earthquakes.
the East Coast to the West
I don't know.
Coast. I'd like to be able to go to San Antonio, and get on a train, and end up in San Francisco.
So would I.
Mhm.
Yeah, they'll just go right
We're
A
just
train
not
that would get
do that.
across Texas really quickly, because it takes a day and a half to get across
To get- yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, the sun has risen, the sun has set, and here I am in Texas yet. Yeah, we recently had a Blue Dot make a trip, and they were talking about how far it was and across states, and I'm thinking, shit, that ain't even enough to get out of Texas. It's a full day to get up from where I live to get out of Texas either way, either El Paso or Beaumont. Either way, it's going to be a long ass drive. So.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
we got
Got to
lots
put
of room,
wings on
baby.
your car, John.
We got lots of room. Keep trying to tell me we ain't got no place to put people's shit. Have you been to West
But
Texas?
you know
Have
what?
to have to put wings on your car, John.
Oops.
I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that. That was
No,
my
it's a
dream.
Jetson car.
I thought. Well, that's what I thought. That's what I've said to my kids all my life, that I wanted a George Jetson car before I left. Well, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, if I had, wealth unknown, then yeah, there's probably something out there that you could buy that kind of hovers around and takes you somewhere. But no, it's not a busy highway in the sky. Yeah, we're not where I thought I'd be in this stage of my life. I had higher dreams. But
See, we could have had the high-speed rails and all that if
But
it
you
wasn't
stay on the
for.
high
But then
ground, that's
in
all you
other
gotta worry
areas,
about.
we've advanced much more than, as a matter of fact, it damn near getting scary when you start talking about AI and delving
Yeah.
into exactly what that could lead into. That's kind of scary
Boy.
shit.
Yeah.
But we rely on AI already. The apps on your phone that help you.
You got some of that crap on Facebook, and Jesus Christ, some of the bean-headed stuff they come up with. Unbelievable.
See, we
Oh,
could
okay.
have had high-speed. We could have had high-speed rails if it wasn't for Congress back then getting on. Everybody knows.
Try not to
If we
outrun
would've
the other
got-
guys. You can speak up anytime. I don't care.
I have
Yeah,
an
they
answer
would've
to the
picked up-
question. 226 miles.
226 miles.
Do you really need a high speed for 226 miles, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'd like to go
Speed
from
up.
Maryland
They
to
travel.
California
You having to slow down.
within like 3
Trying
hours.
to take 10
I mean,
minutes
I
to
guess
get
that would get you there in 40 minutes. Boom, there. Okay.
Oh, 40.
Yeah.
That was a little too fast.
Yeah. Can't even enjoy your morning muffin and your coffee.
Yeah. What's up with that shit? Hey, let me thank John Cass, who came in with a $10 donation and said, Dump wants to take over New York. If they don't get in line, let's play the song just for him. Oh, a request?
I just need you to shut the fuck up.
There you
If
go,
nobody
John.
asks you, bitch. I need you to shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Can't do that all day.
Oh, Lordy have mercy.
Shut the fuck
I
up,
love that song.
shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
Boy, howdy.
I could dance to that song all day,
I could
John.
dance. I could very easily dance to that too. I'm a swing kind of guy anyway. You get me on the dance floor, I'd put a swing out there, John. Well, in my younger days.
Hey, Brother Weather.
I don't know how good I'd do right now, but I'd give it a damn good shot. You'd know I was dancing. Hello, Better Weather.
Hello, John. Everybody else. I don't think I'm going to ask how you doing. I'm just going to say hello.
I'm upbeat.
Hey, hell yeah. That's
I'm
that's
hoping
a little hard to
things
do
are-
these days.
Yeah. On that
Everybody
note,
got
I need to put out a programming notice, and that is, I don't think I'll be here on Thursday. I'm having some tests done. I don't know if it's a math test, an English test, a history test. I don't know. I'm having some tests, and I don't think I will be home by the specified time. So thought I'd better let everybody.
That's
know
all right.
that. Yeah. I'm trying to study,
Not a problem.
but you don't know what it's for. So
Study up for that
the
test.
books, yeah. Trying to.
I think it's more like
refresh
breathe in, breathe
I don't
out.
want to hear math. I don't want to math. No math. I like history.
We'll find out, John. We'll find out.
Yes, Yeah, that's what we're all worried about. What we find out anyway.
It's a pop test. Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know that but we'll make up for it. But Thursday I may not be here, just because.
Not a problem.
All right.
Yeah, school is. And, it's not a vacation. Got to go study for it and all that shit. Anyway.
We'll just raise hell on our day off, won't we, Missy Chick?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. We'll get,
I'll
in
play
trouble.
hooky.
We'll get in trouble somewhere else.
Oh, look. There's that freaking story I was trying to tell y'all. I'm going to click on that shit because I'm going to read you exactly what this asshole said. And this story was talking about when we were talking about ICE agents and National Guard and everybody showing up there at I'm just going
MacArthur Park.
It says viral engine media reports offered harrowing scenes of armed federal agents flanked by members of the California National Guard sweeping through MacArthur Park, a public space popular with the city's various immigrant communities. At one point, the masked, heavily armed agents in tactical gear disrupted playing children in a show of force that resulted in no arrest. And according to Fox 11 Los Angeles, the DHS said the production, which included 17 Humvees, 4 tactical vehicles, and according to the Associated Press, as well as officers on horseback, was part of an ongoing enforcement operation. Really? Sounds like a photo op to me. Sounds like a photo op to me. But
Yeah, I heard. Say,
this
got
is
him
Border
in the park.
Patrol El Centro Sector Chief Gregory Bovino said in an interview, "I don't work for Karen." That's talking about the governor or the mayor. "I don't work for Karen Bass. We're going to be here until that mission is accomplished," meaning getting rid of all the immigrants. "Better get used to us now because this is going to become normal very soon." Really? That's the part that really normal to have masked ICE agents?
No, normal. Nope.
No fucking normal
Do not
there.
normalize this shit. Don't let them normalize it.
Yeah, we can never let
Not-
that happen.
Doing everything. He's doing everything he can to invoke martial law. That's what it is.
That's
Call out
you
that
know,
language.
we talk about that all the time, and that's how come we have to be very careful with our protests, with our vote, because we cannot let shit get out of hand. You know, that's exactly what he wants, and that's what that message is right there, with the Humvees and all of that. It's a show of force. Really? On the streets of America, baby. When it's not needed. When it's
all these ICE boys are deporting the immigrants and that, so let them go pick the damn crops.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, don't worry. They're going to solve that problem too with the arrest of all the rest of us. You know, we'll be working the fields to work. Yeah. Where are we headed to, baby? That's the question. Where does this all lead to? Where does this, the America that he envisions?
It ain't worth a damn.
Yeah, it ain't his vision. That's the problem. Bunch of other people's vision.
I think he envisions an oligarch society, an authoritarian regime where he is in control. He wants the same kind of setup that Putin has. He wants to be president for life, or whatever title you want to put on that. And then, we can elect somebody to sit up there at the White House every once in a while, I guess, and, act like he's doing something. That's what he wants. That and for us to all hang a picture of him in our house.
Yeah, well, let's hope he keels over before all that happens.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting. I get up every day waiting, but I'm not putting any faith in that. It's, I wish I could rely on some almighty force of the universe striking him down and going, well, that's enough of that shit, but that ain't going to happen. The only thing that's going to strike him down is us. Our vote is the only hope that we have. And he's trying to fuck that up. So, what do you want to know? And that's what bothers me about the Supreme Court decision today, allowing him to proceed with firing anybody in the federal government that he wants to. And we see what the result of that is.
We're getting an echo from somebody.
Who are we getting an echo from?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Testing.
Not me.
No.
I got a fan on, but that's it.
No, it was an echo. I heard John twice.
Yeah, I did too.
I think it went away.
Outstanding. Well, I just heard myself then.
Yeah.
I did too.
Because Gregory Brown came in with a $20 donation and said he wants to be the man who destroyed America. He wants to be a gangster, notorious. Yes. Yeah, he does. That's the way he does business. And Richard came in with $5 and said, and ICE is now having a budget 10 times that of the FBI. Normal? It's fucking scary. Yeah.
Really?
Well, yes. While we're gutting agencies left and right all over the place, he is doubling down on ICE. He's doubling down on the Defense Department. He's doubling down on shit that, gives him the power. That where was I going with that? Shit.
Oops.
My mind is dancing around.
Yeah, I mean, their budget's larger than the Marines. It's larger than the FBI. It's larger than just about every other agency.
He's going to be in charge of all of it, personally.
Oh my goodness.
Day-to-day operations. He's going to be in charge. And this bullshit with Beauvais, making him a federal appeals court judge for life, a lifetime appointment for a guy that has demonstrated his ability to shit all over the Constitution and his desire to give Donnie whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, the Epstein files too. Did y'all hear about that?
I wish we could give.
There are no Epstein files. That's what the Trump administration said. There's no files. It's not there. It's just figment of imagination. It's all gone. Poof. Yeah.
Yeah, what we're talking about, nothing happened that whole time.
Nothing happened.
No, now
These are not the drawings
clear. There's Epstein files. That's the files that the DOJ or FBI or whoever it was compiled informational wise. Yeah, there
Right.
was that. They're talking about the Epstein list,
Yeah,
and that's
the
supposed
list.
to be his client list of people he may or may not have been blackmailing. And I don't know if he needed a list or not. There might not be a list. It might not have ever been a list. It might have just
There-
been something people kept throwing around.
There is a list. Whether there is a physical written down list, well, that's debatable.
Yeah, the
But
list
is-
might have just been
but
in
is
his
there a
head. He
list
knew
of
who his
people?
clients were.
Oh yeah, there's a list. We just whether it's written down on
Oh, yeah.
paper somewhere or not, we know there was a list of people,
Well, that's-
and we know, and we,
Oh, yeah,
we're
there
pretty
was.
sure we know some of the people on that list.
Yeah, Donnie.
But if you're
Yeah,
looking
Donnie.
for an Epstein handwritten list, no, I don't think that existed.
No,
I think it was more of who got on and off the plane kind of list.
yeah,
Because you do
because
have to
have
do
a
that.
manifest, a manifest
Yeah.
whenever you're flying. You're supposed to be able to tell who's on the plane. So
Well, that's a beauty.
there's a way of knowing who went there. Nobody.
That's the beauty of a cover-up,
Nobody.
though. These guys are too stupid to keep a cover-up going, and there's every investigative journalist on the fucking planet looking for their deep throat to get a fucking Pulitzer, you know. So shit's gonna come out.
It
It's
will
going
in
to.
time. In time, we'll know. History sometimes takes a while to reveal itself.
You know, I
Sure.
wouldn't be surprised if
It's like that Bondi. She had supposedly had the list on her desk, and all of a sudden she don't. Come on,
I wouldn't be surprised if Elon Musk comes out and
you know.
tells the whole list.
So does everybody have a go bag ready to go with emergency supplies? Because FEMA's not coming.
What happened?
No.
Scare me like that. I thought I'd
Okay.
lost everybody.
I think he.
No, you're good.
I was waiting for him
Hello?
to continue, but he didn't continue, or he got cut off. I don't know.
I
yeah,
think I got cut off. Can you guys hear me?
I
Yeah,
can
we
hear
hear
you
you.
now.
I was just saying, I hope everybody has disaster preparedness in place, a go bag with some emergency water, emergency food, a way to start fire, give you some shelter, maybe a bivy bag or something,
I
because
think it's going to come to that.
FEMA's not coming for you.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Well, now
Mexico might come get us, though. Mexico
Yeah,
might show up.
yeah, we might get
I
some
got
help
one
from
from
Mexico.
Mexico. And I do our own government.
Donnie Boy has made some advances here in Texas on this disaster. He has signed a disaster relief bill, I understand. But that begs the
You heard
question
today
of well, again, I'm happy. That's what should happen. But that's not what happened in California. He wasn't quick to
Right.
sign any declaration for California. It's a political move. My governor kisses Trump's ass every time he turns around. Praises him, and just he's all on board with everything Trump. And Trump likes that. My governor knows you kiss his ass, you get whatever you want. I think that's what everybody knows. You flatter him, and he'll flip for you.
Yeah, I
that's
saw
what it
today
takes.
that Ted Cruz, last thing Ted Cruz put into that fucking bill was $150 billion cut from NOAA and NWS for scientific research on weather forecasting.
Well, I'm glad this
Looking
happened.
Ted
Made me
Cruz.
look up there. Hey, Mitch Goldstein just came in with $5 and said, let me get this right now. Fuck Donald J. Trump, fuck Donald J. Trump, fuck Donald J. Trump. I think I got it all. Is that right? Is that right, Mitch?
How do you know
Did
that's
I-
what it meant?
Huh?
How do you know that's what I meant?
Because I know you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that part. How you doing, Mitch?
It's been a tough few months, John. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I can relate, brother. I can relate.
But you
It has
know,
been.
we're intact. The family's intact. Business is struggling, but we're making it. We probably have business, God willing, to the end of the year, and hopefully into next year, which in my business is pretty amazing. Everybody's doing, we're doing okay, John. We're doing okay.
Well, nowadays
America,
that's
on the
about the
other
best
hand.
you can hope for. Is that you're doing
America's
okay.
a mess.
Yeah, we're in bad shape, Mitch,
America's a mess.
and I fear it's going to get worse. It is going to get worse.
Well, I don't want to say I told you so, John.
Yeah.
But in
You
1980,
did.
when that cocksucker Ronald Reagan became president in 1981, we were still crying over the loss of John Lennon, and we wept for this country because we knew that that was step one in establishing a white evangelical Christian cis het
Nation.
male dominated culture, and that eventually what they would do is not only modify the Constitution to suit this perversion, but that they would be willing literally to burn everything down
Oh,
to
in a heartbeat.
preserve white Christian cis het male privilege in America. And now they have decided that the way to achieve this is by locking everybody else up.
It's math.
And it's just a matter of time before some greasy death nerd, like one of Stephen Miller's people, comes along and says, Alligator Alley's costing us too much money. We have to figure out a way to kill these people. That's the next
that's what they're doing
logical step. Yeah. We already had that disgusting cunt Laura Loomer call for the death or imprisonment, at least imprisonment, of all the Latinos in America. How about that?
What's racist
Yeah.
about that?
I heard that.
What's
1/7 of the
racist about
country.
that?
1/7 of the country, John. Let's lock them up, right? Because they're not white enough.
And where does that lead?
I can tell you one thing. I don't know everything, but I know this, that there's good people and bad people. And the bad people believe that certain people aren't as good,
Aren't
and
as
as
worthy?
worthwhile and as valuable as other people. And we call those the evil people.
We
And we
do.
are the good people who say everybody deserves a good life,
Indeed.
even if they don't work. How do you like them, Apple? Where did we get into this weird, tortured mentality where everybody has to work? I spend my whole life figuring out ways to automate shit. And you're telling me you still want people to work? I mean, ain't the whole idea for as few people to work as possible
That
and
seems to
enjoy
be
the
the
highest
trend.
standard of living? And let me tell you, there's enough workaholics in this world to do all the work. And why do we have to have the lazy people work too? Why do you want to have some lazy fucker do a half-assed job for no money that contributes absolutely nothing to economy, doesn't give a person, an opportunity for growth? It's a stupid system. And in 1980, they doubled down. They doubled down on saying that America does better when the top
Reagan was a turning point for the Conservative Party.
0.001% of
in-
Americans.
And what was that?
a lie.
Who was that evangelical guy back then? Oh,
Which pickup?
yeah, which
Yeah, there was
one?
quite a few.
Yeah,
Oral
during
Roberts?
Reagan.
The one who said he needed money or God would take him away.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't the whole point for God to take you
Hold your
fucking
checkbook
away?
up to the camera. Yeah,
Wasn't it
But
Jimmy
that's-
Swaggart,
that's-
the one that cried on TV?
oh,
I
there's a
love
list
it.
of them.
Oh, he just died too, right? And they evangelized the man of God.
Oral Roberts,
Well, yeah, it was that Ralph.
Baker, yep,
Freaking-
Falwell.
All of these
The
guys
group chat's
have-
going crazy
I
with
have
names,
something to
baby.
do with God, the God Mammon. That's
David
who.
Duke.
That's the God that he's all about.
Yeah,
Jerry Falwell, that cocksucker.
yeah.
Well, I mean, Billy Graham, he's been in the camera doing this shit.
He's the one who suggested that. Oh no, it's not having M16s around that make people do violent things. It's video games.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't have any
Video
shootings
games are
before video
making
games
people
existed.
violent, not guns. Color me skeptical.
Hell, I play video games and I don't even do what these.
Tammy Faye. And they climb all over each other to accuse people, to stand there and judge and accuse people who are different from them, who think differently from them. And they say, oh, Bill Clinton wasn't faithful. Let me tell you something. None of these fuckers are faithful. None of these fuckers are faithful. Trust me when I tell you. I bet out of all those congressmen, and I'm focusing on the men specifically, I guarantee you, but maybe out of 400 something, there might be one or two congressmen that are not involved with kind of like the sex power game.
Well, they play grab ass in there when they go to bill and stupid shit. It's the problem is nobody really talks about it, but I saw a thing on it the other day. But first they take your fucking health care. Okay, well then you go fucking bankrupt. Well, you go bankrupt, then you're fucking homeless. Well, then you're homeless. Well, then your life ain't worth a shit, and you're gonna die fucking sooner. I mean, it's all in their plan. This is 2025 project all over.
Are you shitting me? Outstanding.
And they don't give a shit. They just say, "Oh no, tax cuts for the fucking wealthy that don't do a goddamn thing for any of us."
There's John.
John, you there?
Yeah, I think so.
He's lighting up, but we don't hear him, John. If you hear us.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to light up with him.
Can you hear me now?
Some space.
Yeah, we hear you now.
Hear you now.
Well, it'd help if I pushed that button over there, it would turn red, because I coughed a minute ago and I hit it.
Yeah, I think you muted the cough.
Well, there were a bunch of wise words I just said.
I'm sure they were
it.
the most perfect words.
Tremendously, yes. Let me catch up real quick. Silly Bebo, Brittany came in with $5 and said, Looney Laura isn't a CU next Tuesday. She lacks both depth and warmth. She deserves a special white button-down shirt that gives her a nice hug. I think I know what you're describing. And our Blue Dot Gruder came back again with $10 and said, warming everybody, crude joke coming up. Jeff, you're going to like this one. Warning everyone, a crude joke is coming up. All right.
I think that means he's typing.
Evidently. Mark, thank you very much. Waiting on the crude joke coming up. Hey,
and while you're typing, Mark, just remember that the wheels on the bus go round and round.
Hey, I know that
People know what that means.
I learned it on, what was it, Sesame Street or something. Hey, they're going to take away that, too.
Yeah, no big bird for anybody. It's not worth learning numbers or anything like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to have friends that look different than you. Don't. Hey, you know what? That's probably why they're getting rid of it.
I hate to think of his motivations. Because I do. I think he's a racist, bigoted, misogynistic, homophobic asshole. That covers just about everybody.
But he's also demented and worthless and being manipulated by Stephen Miller.
Oh, he knows what he's doing. No, he knows what he's doing, baby.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know the particulars of all the shit. Oh, shit. Here comes the joke. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Blue Dot Gruder came back with a $20 donation. Mark, be careful, buddy. And says, question, why does 47 like to golf so much? Because it's the only way he gets a chance to hold a real shaft. He said it was good. Real shaft, get it? You ain't got one? What's her name?
Just a few minutes.
This week? Anyway.
Did you hear about one of the latest art installations? You know how they were doing those weird little art installations would pop up and they were targeted at Trump? they had one show up. It wasn't in Washington; it was somewhere else. But it was kind of like a very large, like 7 foot by 7 foot, like staged platform, and then it had a pillar that went up 6 or 8 feet, and all that was on it at the very top was a little gold mushroom.
Little gold mushroom.
Nice touch.
Good. Good. Oh, shit, I don't care what it takes. I don't care what it takes. I hate the guy. For so many reasons.
Outstanding.
And let me thank Candace, who came in with a $20 donation and said, God forgive me, but John, I need to she needs to hear the song, baby.
I just need you to shut the fuck up.
We get twice the smiles.
I need you to shut the fuck up,
So,
bitch. Shut the
I'm in a
fuck
good
up,
mood
bitch.
here.
Shut the fuck
That
up,
just
bitch. Shut
enhances
the
it.
fuck up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow, shut the
I love
fuck
it.
up. Shut the fuck up.
Put me on the dance floor. Don't even need sawdust. Just put me on the dance floor with that kind of music and I'm there.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy,
Hey, man.
wow.
What's that, Mitch?
Well, what I've been reading, of course, trying to understand the text of this bill that was passed requires a sort of mental filter that I guess I just don't possess, even after 40 years of being a judicial and legislative activist. I don't understand a lot of the mumbo jumbo, as it were, that's in this spending bill that was just passed. But some of the
think that's
most
on purpose?
interesting things are that many of these things are designed not to take effect until the
Right.
next House term, which is
Till after the
good
midterms.
in two ways. It's good in number one way, it staves off part of the impending doom and disaster that we're going to get when these spending cuts go into effect. And it gives us an opportunity to turn it around.
We have one shot.
You know, we're not lost yet. It sucks right now. It's bad. You know, we
Big
have
time.
a tyrant amassing the largest domestic policy enforcement army in the history of the modern world.
Yes. And that
We ain't
Supreme Court
lost
decision
yet. We're
today
still
helps
America.
him do that.
And I'll tell you what, I've said it before. America has lost its way before.
But we found our
Badly
way back.
lost its way. And
We have
maybe
found
this
our
is
way
the
back.
time where we don't. Maybe this is the time where we don't find our way back. But I still have a feeling, and my feeling is vested in the young people of this country, who I think are going to save this nation
I hope.
from
I hope.
these old cocksuckers.
I do believe that
You know, they're more interested in what's between your legs than whether you
Because this
have
is a more
place.
dangerous threat than a lot that we have faced before. Because
Oh,
this
you
is
know
an
what's more
attack.
scary
This
than
is
an
an attack
AR-15?
from within.
You know what's more scary than an AR-15? Pronouns.
Yeah.
Pronouns will fuck you up.
I do believe
That,
half
you know,
a
Sticks and stones may
majority.
break bones, but words will never hurt me.
I do believe majority of the country
Soft,
votes blue.
weak snowflakes. Soft, weak. I don't want to
can't be
use
that.
the word effeminate because I don't want to insult women, but there's a sort of like unmanliness that Trump at least represents to me. And for those
They're
of you who
children.
don't know me, I'm a U.S.
They're
Army
immature
veteran.
children.
I've seen the world. I've worked for major consulting companies and banks. I've published a book. I was an editor of Trade magazine. You know, I've seen a whole bunch of shit. And I'm telling you, Donald Trump is the least manly guy that I've ever set eyes on. I mean, he's just a weak,
But he tries to play the part so well.
snickering, pitiful, gold-plated douchebag.
That's exactly what it's a facade. Everything about him is
It's
a
not
facade.
it's not even a facade. You know, it's
Well,
a bad facade.
whatever he is attempting to portray himself as a great wise man or a tough guy. You know, it's the way he even stands up and throws his chest out there like you know, It's all bullshit. That's how come he got the
Could you
name
imagine
Taco.
if Donald Trump had to work for an hour?
No, no, he's never had to
Could you
do that.
imagine Donald Trump watching 3 9-year-olds for an hour?
Nope.
It would
Nope.
kill him.
It
He would be
It would
dead
kill.
in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But yet he's the champion of so many working class,
Hey,
maggots.
you know what I'd love to do, John? I'd love to take Donald Trump out to the range and see. I'll go up against Donald Trump on the range.
Oh, in a
Let's see how many
heartbeat.
300 meters.
In a heartbeat, baby. In a
He is a
heartbeat.
pussy. Sorry. I hate to see.
That
There's almost
he's-
nothing I can call that man that isn't an insult to women, and that's not my intention. I love and respect
Where's
and
Julie?
have fought for
Where's
women my
Julie?
whole life.
Is Julie?
Oh,
behind you?
she's downstairs.
Okay, good deal. All
She
right,
don't
good.
want to hear you guys. Sorry.
Tell her I
You
give her
know.
my best. Hope she's doing
I
well.
sure will. And women are at the forefront of my mind. I have a trans daughter, so womanness and womanhood are at the forefront of my mind all the time. And
I
I
have
can
a
tell
trans
you,
close in
John,
my family.
real men. Let me tell you what real men do. Real men take care of their families. Real men
They don't
trust
put
and
labels
love
on them.
and nurture people. Real men.
That's the job
do
of a
the
parent, isn't it?
necessary thing. What's that?
That's the job of a parent, isn't it?
See,
To
that's what it
support your
really is.
child?
I don't think it has anything to
Everybody's
do with your
job.
gender. It has everything to
It
do
is.
with your intelligence level, your level of maturity. He's acting like a child, regardless
playing
of what
into
sex you land
the-
on.
He plays into the narrative that the Christian right wants to sell. That's what he's doing. It's bullshit. Separation of church and state is essential for a free and democratic society. And you're right. That
does
went
love
out,
the
went out the door with Reagan. We opened the door to that shit, and it has since played a major role. Right now, I don't know how in the hell the religious right is upholding a man like Donald Trump. It smacks of everything they've proclaimed themselves to be against. Hey, I just noticed down in the audience a new name I haven't seen before. So we'll put that invitation out there, see if they want to come up and join the conversation. There he is. Todd, how are you doing? You're muted up, bub.
You're muted.
Hello, Todd.
Hit your mic button, brother.
Unmute, buddy.
Yeah, your mic is muted. There you go.
There,
Hello,
so-
Todd.
Okay.
How you doing?
Well, day at the DMV and 100-degree weather, and I got a summer cold. I'm doing fabulous.
Just another wonderful day in the neighborhood, it sounds like.
Yeah, you know it. I just came on here really quick to share with everyone something I saw on Blue Sky yesterday. Little post, got about 8 points on it. Give me a minute. I'll read it off because it's really pertinent in what's going on right now.
Sometimes
Okay,
we
here
find
goes.
things, little nuggets. Yeah.
Yep. If you're using undocumented immigrants' tax records to find and kidnap them, then it was never about them paying taxes.
No.
If you're showing up at their place of employment, then it never was about them not working. If you're showing up at courthouses, then it was never about getting them to do it the right way. If you're kidnapping women and children, then it was never about criminals. If you're refusing to give them due process, then it was never about the Constitution. If you're building concentration camps in Florida to keep them in cages, then it was never about the border. If you're spending billions to do this, then it was never about the economy. And if you're doing all of this in the name of a 34-time convicted felon, then it was never about following the law. There it is.
Very well said.
Good points.
Wait, what you're
Very
telling
well
me
said. Point by
is
point.
Republicans are liars?
Dare you say? Dare you say they are
It's
fake?
an odd.
No.
That's an odd conclusion. That's an odd conclusion to draw, but that's the same one I got.
Yeah, they're hypocrites.
Well, I'll be
It's,
damned.
you know, it dives deeper into everything because most of them I know, the only requirement to be a patriotic American is to put a bumper sticker on your fucking truck to make sure the American flag is out there and you know, sing a fucking song. That's the total extent of it. They don't delve into what it means, what this country has sacrificed for, what we were built upon. Make America great
Well,
again.
Baby,
We're still working on the first time. And we thought we were headed there.
It ain't MAGA anymore. It's MEME. Make expensive.
You cut out a minute there. What? Make what?
Say that again?
Not MAGA, MEME. Making everything more expensive.
Yes, he's doing that. You
right.
might as well just say he's fucking everything up, because that's what he's doing. And on every level. On every level.
Not a chance. Not a chance,
If
John.
our
Dare you
enemies were
say.
put in charge of us, this is exactly what would happen. China, Russia, you name it. If they were in charge of our government, this is exactly how they would destabilize us for the long term.
That is what
It's sad to say.
that is the battle that we face right now. We have faced battles before. We've faced wars before. We've had social unrest and strife in this country. This is the first time it's being done from the inside. We have put a man in our house who is systematically, and with the help of the Supreme Court today, is going to continue to dismantle this system of government that we have. He is going to replace people in key positions that are loyalists to him, and it's gonna reach out and touch every bit of our fabric of this country. I don't care if you're talking about agriculture or schools or hospitals or whatever. This is going to impact the whole country and our whole society. And it's a way to make our knees bend, baby.
He is not an American. He's an enemy. He is not an American.
He's an enemy of the people, I think. You know, he's
he's
a bombastic
more every
asshole
goddamn day.
who walked out and hugged the flag, and the maggots in this country, the racist, the bigoted, misogynistic assholes in this country went apeshit for him. There's a problem within our society that when that many of this percentage of our population, it buys into his bullshit, and it is bullshit. There's nothing the man talks about on any given day, on any given freaking subject that he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's wishy-washy on everything. He's going back and forth on tariffs. He's going back and forth on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
It's
John,
Taco
I gotta check.
Tuesday.
What's that?
No, I gotta check out. I got a bunch of stuff that just showed up, but I wanted to tell everybody, if you need even a little 45-minute break, go to YouTube, check out Robin Williams and Jonathan Winters on the Johnny Carson show. It's the funniest shit you'll ever fucking watch. I've seen it before, but I watched it again last night and I was rolling. So anyway, it's a good time. It made me laugh. But I gotta go. Peace and love. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys later.
All right, take
All
care
right,
of
man.
yourself,
Stay
brother.
safe.
I appreciate it.
Peace out.
Outstanding. And that's what we all need.
Night.
I say it all the time. Find a reason to smile and pass that shit on to somebody else. You got to find a reason every day. Because if you don't, this shit will just eat your lunch. You got to find something in everyday life that makes you smile. And
That's how you keep them from
that's
winning.
the best advice I
They
can.
want us down. They want us distracted. They want us depressed.
They want us. They want us to bend a knee. They want us to submit. They want a workforce that is poor, hungry, and needing a job. They want an oligarch society where only the wealthy benefit in this country. You know, we're slipping into dangerous
play my style.
territory. Dangerous territory.
Yeah.
And
Like,
the
what-
only
the thought that bothers me
we're
the
the only thing that can stop it. That's the drastic part of this whole thing. This is not an army that we can send to a foreign land to battle. This is not a dividing line between the North and the South. This is our
fight
neighbors.
them over there to keep them from fighting over here.
No. This is
Remember that
internal.
George Bush bullshit?
Yeah.
John,
Yes.
could you bring Foxwolf back up? He accidentally disconnected himself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oopsies.
I should pay more attention. On that, let me thank Silly Bebo. Brittany came in with another $2 and said, I referred to him as the toddler in chief. Well, he acts like a damn baby. But Netanyahu and others figured out how to play him, man. Just give him compliments. Praise him. Do whatever all of his staff do. All of his department heads. Everybody. If it wasn't for the great leadership of Donald Trump, we would be, it's a constant barrage of bullshit. Just over the top, ridiculous shit.
Who the hell
And
would
it's
give
obvious.
him any comments anyway?
It's so obvious every time you hear one of them talking. I don't care what department you're talking about, what division of his cabinet you're talking about. They all have to get that praise the glorious leader thing in there, and that's what that's what the whole that's what his whole cabinet is. Just a bunch of ass kissers ready to do whatever he wants. And this little Supreme Court decision today is going to kick that in the ass, because that's what he's wanting to do. He wants to dismantle agencies one by one in this country. And some of it's going to come back. And we've talked about it before with the hurricane season. They're cutting back on the weather service. Well, look what just happened in Texas. Instead of trying to improve things. Yeah, we have one. I'm watching every day, baby. I check it every day.
Tell that a female.
I do. You live down here in this shit. I'm sure all along the Gulf
Don't worry
Coast.
about you.
It's probably the biggest threat that we have down here. It's hurricanes every year. And it's a crapshoot to see where they go. But, sadly, with the environment the way it is, things are getting hotter. And the hotter the Gulf, the bigger the storm. And we're working on some pretty hot temperatures, as we've just recently seen in the midsection of this country. But don't worry about it. That's your great grandkids got to worry about. Not you. You don't got to worry about. Go to the beach. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Well,
Ain't
we
that
don't have
sad?
to worry about it either, because we're not going to report on it. We're going to do everything we can to ignore everything that happens.
Drill, baby, drill, baby. That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, and it is.
By the way, oil production
environmental
is down.
issues are going to, pick a subject. Healthcare, environmentalists, whatever subject we're talking about that affects our society, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to weaken. That's what we're into right now. And until we fix it, we're screwed. It's like we're going to have to go through the whole damn thing again that we went through back in the 60s and 70s. We're going to have to be in the streets for gay rights? Is that what we're going to have to do? Repeat everything for a cleaner environment? Everything's on the line.
What? It's the 60s and 70s all over again.
It's what it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be that amount of people in the street demanding, action. But again,
Does that mean we're great again?
We'd be better off than we are right now.
Yeah.
That whole slogan "Make America Great Again" is bullshit anyway. Depends on who you were and where you were, whether or not you lived in a great atmosphere in your life. Back when things were great. It never has.
Idiot ought to be wearing a hat that we made it fail again.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to do so with fervor.
We're backing up. And we can't do that. We can't do that as a society or as a country. We can't turn our back on the needs of a society or the needs of the world. This is a global community nowadays.
I think
Just
the
a little-
world's going to start taking care of itself and ignoring us.
You know, it's heavy on
Wonder.
my mind because I just watched a bunch of shit yesterday about China. China is poised to be the next world leader. Think of that. Their advancements,
Especially now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're backing up the bus. Other nations are hitting the gas, baby. They're
Exactly.
advancing their society. Us, shit. You know, it's pitiful. It is because I enjoyed that
We're
whole thing
reverse.
on. Huh? Oh,
We are
they're
in
building.
reverse, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, this whole thing I watched was about them not only going to the moon and making moon bases, it was about the caves on the moon where the lava used to flow under there and all sorts of shit. And then they went to how deep they are in the Marianas Trench right here, on our planet. How deep they're going with their exploration. You know, it's we're not keeping up, baby.
It's
We're
going to
not
be
keeping
really
up.
weird watching
I
all the
hear my
advancements
dog's
come
going
from
nuts.
the ESA and the Chinese space program instead of NASA. The head of NASA has already called on all of the departments to come up with shutdown plans for all the major projects.
There you go.
They're not necessarily going through with
don't
it.
worry,
but
we got
they're
Elon
planning for
Musk.
it.
We got Elon Musk. He's going to take care of all our spaceship.
Fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Because there's no national
so
pride
that he
in
could
that.
do the wrong drugs or have a hissy fit and then strand everybody up there. Yeah, great.
Boy, howdy shit. I guess that's good timing because I don't know if y'all can hear it. My dogs are just, I got one out there just whining like crazy. I'm
Gotta
assuming
go pee.
he has,
Gotta take care of them.
I'm assuming he has to go to the bathroom or something. When I'm like, I
They
can't.
come first. You don't want to
they
clean
have
that up.
Yep, no. When I'm in here, they got to be in the cage because, yeah. But I hear a lot of it. I'm going to mute my mic for just.
Well, then, I don't know. I guess I'll take a minute to tell everybody that, it was a good night. Have a good night.
It was. It was a
everybody
great
is
night. I
ready
appreciate.
For the disasters that
appreciate-
are coming.
Who was that was just?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by
Crystal
my dogs.
Carter. Looks like Crystal Carter. Came in with $2.
Carter.
Make America white again. True meaning of MAGA.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't
Yeah.
going there. We ain't going there. Better weather.
Nope.
Thank you for
Yeah,
coming
like
in, my
that.
friend.
Yes, sir. Everybody, have a great night. It was wonderful talking to you as always.
You
You
too.
bet.
You.
And
Good night.
on that note, Crystal Carter just came in with a $2 donation and said, "Make America white again." The true meaning of MAGA. Tell me it ain't. Tell me it ain't. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that very much. That's where where he's going. Anyway, Foxwolf,
Yep.
thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Come back. Well, not on Thursday. I don't think I'll be here on Thursday. I'm studying.
It's
for a
all
test.
right.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, thank you, brother, for coming in and joining the conversation.
No problem, John.
You bet. And Bill,
Yes.
thank you for coming in, brother.
You bet. I tried to liven it up a little bit for
Well,
you
you
tonight.
too. How you liven it up with just your presence, man? See there? That's the way that shit works. You're welcome at the table anytime.
we got a
brother.
bunch of hypocrites and morons out here. So what do?
Yeah, we vote them out.
No.
That's what we do. We vote them out.
That's right.
All right,
right.
Bill. Take care of yourself. And
Thanks for
Todd,
bringing me in, John.
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you coming in. Don't be a stranger. You done found yourself in here now. Conversation is always open at this table. So, but we appreciate you coming in.
Must have muted again? No.
I must have lost you.
I think I lost him. Anyway. This
Anyway.
chick.
He can hear us. John.
It's been a hell of a
Another.
And
Yeah.
it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. So,
But you know what I didn't have?
what didn't you have?
I didn't have a bear in my front porch like my daughter did.
Your daughter had a bear on her front porch?
Yeah, she just sent
Oh,
me
the
a
great
picture.
Northwest. I love it.
Yeah, well, she's in Connecticut.
Oh, she's in Connecticut and had a
Yeah.
bear on her porch.
Yep.
I
He is
assume she
eating the
lives way out in
flowers.
the country. She lives way out in the country.
Yes and no. There's a lot of it's residential, but it used to be farmland.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're near. I think they are near a park, not a national, but a state park area.
Well, as long as the
There's
bear,
some property that's vacated.
I could just imagine the feeling of having to see one on my front porch.
Yeah,
I've seen coyotes. I've seen.
I'll
other
pop a
critters.
picture in oops, Discord later. Anyway, so I didn't get a chance to. Things ran over for me doing my other stuff. I wanted to get into there's still a couple of very important election shit going on constantly, and I had
There's always
missed a
election shit
few last week, and I didn't get a chance to do it tonight. So I'll promise Sunday, in case we're not here on Thursday. I'll promise Sunday to get back at that.
There you go.
But remember to check your registration. Always check your registration. Make sure everything's up to snuff. You have your
That's the name of
ID,
the
whatever
game
they're
nowadays.
calling for. Have a
Make
plan
sure
to get there
you're
in
ready.
person. Yep. Make sure
Whatever
you're ready.
it takes. Whatever
I
it
don't
takes.
care if it's a small, vote in the local dog catcher. I don't care what it is. Make sure you vote on it.
Yeah, you don't want a
Not
dog
very much.
catcher that's going to kick the dogs. You don't want that.
No. Don't
No.
want that. Don't want a Christy Gnome taking care of the dog catcher.
That's right.
thing. No.
Oh
My
God,
goodness.
Christy Gnomes, I don't like her.
Right? Can you imagine? But
Resolute,
anyway.
bear shit wherever they want. She said the bear
Yeah,
shit in the
and they
woods.
eat whatever they want
Bear-
too,
Bear
apparently.
shit anywhere they want.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I mean,
Uh-oh. Phone's ringing.
yep, my phone's ringing. That's okay. I'll
Get back to them.
yeah, I'll get back to them. Oh, Lord, that messed up my thing. No, it didn't. I'm good
No,
to
we
go.
did.
So-
All right. Well, anyways, with all of that, and remember that there's protests coming up. There's always protests. There's almost a protest every day somewhere at this
Somewhere.
point. And hopefully there'll be more protests every day, everywhere. But we do know that the 17th is a big one. But in the
Indeed.
meantime, look for
July 17th.
5051, or you could go to Mobilize Us or Move On. There's a whole bunch of different ones where you can find the
I'm
information.
working on a button for that. I am.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
hard to get my tech
But-
stack going.
Just yeah, and even on Facebook, if you're in any of the groups in Facebook that are indivisible or any local Dem thing that you're in, they might know about the protests. Ask them, what's going on this week? Where can I go? I got my sign.
It's not hard to find. It's not hard to find.
No,
if
it
no
really
other
isn't.
place, look at your local Democratic headquarters, and you should be looking there anyway. You should give
Yeah.
them a call and get
Give them a
be
call.
participant. Yes, be a participant.
Volunteer for something.
It's fun. Stuff
Yeah.
some envelopes or knock on doors. Shit, whatever
Yeah,
suit your fancy.
yeah, all that. Phone calls.
Or just go out and share some
Or-
shit. What?
You could share some shit. Yes, you could.
Yes. See, you could share shit.
We have some
Kinda shit.
very lovely
We-
blue dots
you got
that
any
have done
shit?
that.
We do. We do have lovely
do.
blue dots that do that. Who
Yeah.
are they this week?
And they tend to flush after they share too.
Yes. they do.
Jim H. from Wisconsin, Marcos V. from Arizona, Albert S. from New Jersey, Phil. Phil is actually not. It's FHYL as in Phyllis, I think. Phil. H from New York, Hector F. from Texas, and Joyce K. from New York. All shared
All shared
our shit.
shared our shit. They shared your
Yep.
shit. Yeah,
They
because not just
shared
it's a group effort here. If
The
they
blue
shared
dot
my
shit,
shit, they
that's
shared your
theirs.
shit. Our shit gets
Yep.
shared. That's what the key is there. And
That's
it
all
keeps
that
doing
matters.
that. I appreciate everybody that shares this shit. Everybody that that tunes in, everybody that's in this conversation. And again, I love this chat that goes on every time we start and end this show. It's heartwarming. It really is. It makes me feel great. It's the true treasure of this whole thing, is that right there, the family that we built. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for being here again. I'm studying up for a test on Thursday, so chances are I probably won't be here unless I ace the test early. You know, could happen. Never know. Could be on history, not math. But at any rate, I'll keep you informed as to what's going on. But until then, we'll be back here on Sunday for sure. Just keep your nose to the ear. I mean, keep your ear to the news. Keep your nose up in the air for the smell of roses, and put a smile on your face, baby. We need to get through this shit the best way we can, and do that, baby. And Candace, happy trails to you too, baby. And good night, Miss Chick.
Good night, John. Hold your nose and swim through the shit.
That's it, baby. That's all you can do. Hold